MS Ramaya University of Applied Sciences.
Hello friends, with this experiment we are determining the consistency, that is workability, of freshly mixed concrete. Apparatus: compaction factor apparatus, balance, tamping rod. Sample: fresh cement concrete prepared from the given cement, fine and coarse aggregates, water. The compacting factor test is designed primarily for use in the laboratory, but it can also be used in the field. It is more precise and sensitive than the slump test and is particularly useful for concrete mixes of very low workability, as are normally used when concrete is to be compacted by vibration. The method applies to plain and air-entrained concrete made with lightweight, normal weight or heavy aggregates having a nominal maximum size of 40 mm or less, but not to aerated concrete or no fines concrete. Procedure: the sample of concrete is placed in the upper hopper up to the brim. The trap door is opened so that the concrete falls into the lower hopper. The trap door of the lower hopper is opened and the concrete is allowed to fall into the cylinder. The excess concrete remaining above the top level of the cylinder is then cut off with the help of plane blades. The cylinder is filled with a fresh sample of concrete and vibrated to obtain full compaction. The concrete in the cylinder is weighed again. This weight is known as the weight of fully compacted concrete. Strike off the top with the trowel or tamping rod so that the mold is exactly filled. Remove the cone immediately, raising it slowly and carefully in the vertical direction. As soon as the concrete settlement comes to a stop, measure the subsidence of concrete in millimeter, which will give the slump. Calculations and observations in terms of volume of concrete required V, weight of cement to be taken C, weight of sand to be taken, weight of coarse aggregate to be taken, weight of empty cylinder W1, weight of cylinder plus partially compacted concrete W2, weight of cylinder plus fully compacted concrete W3, W by C ratio, compaction factor equal to weight of partially compacted concrete by weight of fully compacted concrete are made. Data collection and tabulation is as shown in the figure.
Hi students, today we are going to discuss experiments on workability. The first experiment what we are discussing on workability today is compaction factor test. So what do you mean by workability? The ease with which the concrete can be worked, we call it as a workability. So more workable the concrete is, it will be good for placing, transportation and compaction things. So first go to the apparatus required. Apparatus required for compaction factor test. So this what we call it as a compaction factor test setup. So if you keenly observe, it is having two hoppers, one is top hopper, other one is a bottom hopper, and we are having one cylindrical mold at the bottom. If you keenly observe, the first hopper is having 250 mm diameter on the top and 125 mm diameter on the bottom. The height of this hopper is 275 mm, and the second hopper is having 230 mm diameter at the top and 125 mm diameter at the bottom, and it's having a height of 230 mm. The height of fall from first hopper to the second hopper is 280 mm, and from second hopper to the cylindrical mold is 250 mm. So this cylindrical mold is having a diameter of 15 centimeter and having a height of 30 centimeter. If you keenly observe, there is a lever which is attached to both the hoppers. This what we call it as a opening lid. If I rotate it, there is one plate which is attached it. Okay, so which will be used for making the concrete to fall from first hopper to the second hopper. Same way, from the second hopper to the mold, we have one more lid. So if I open this, the entire mix in the second hopper falls directly to the mold. So the other ingredients which we are going to use is, we are going to take up the cement. Here we consider the ordinary Portland cement of 5 kgs, and we are going to take up the coarse aggregate, passing 20 mm down. Along with that, we will be taking the fine aggregate. The other equipments required for the test are the concrete mixer, the tray for mixing the concrete or for placing the concrete, and the third one is the table vibrator for compacting the concrete. The second step is preparation of mix. As of now, we've taken 2.5 kgs of cement, 5 kgs of fine aggregate and 7.5 kgs of coarse aggregate, which comes to ratio 1:2:3. We generally do it for M20 grade concrete. For the first trial, I am considering the water cement ratio as 0.4. We start mixing the concrete. First, what we are going to do is, we make sure that the concrete mixer is on the inner side, it is smeared with the oil. So first what we will do is, we add the coarse aggregate. So we are going to add the coarse aggregate to the concrete mixer. After coarse aggregate, the fine aggregate will be added. After this, the cement will be added along with the water which is prescribed for this particular mix. Add the water. We are pouring the entire mix of concrete onto the tray. Before starting the compaction factor test, the empty weight of the compaction mold is noted down. This weight we call it as W1. We are going to conduct the experiment on compaction factor. So the prepared mix is transferred into the first hopper. So after placing the mix, the lid of the hopper is opened. Whatever the mix is allowed to fall on the second hopper. The lid of the second hopper is opened and the total mix is going to fall on the mold. What we are going to do is, we are going to just scoop out this and we are going to weigh the weight of mold plus partially compacted concrete. The weight of the partially compacted concrete along with the cylinder is noted down. we call this weight as W2. After taking W2, the entire mix in the mold will be dumped back to a tray. What we are going to do now is, to this empty mold, I am going to refill the concrete in 3 equal layers with 25 number of tampings to each layer. So what we are doing is, we are putting the concrete in 3 equal layers. So instead of tamping, I am using the vibration. So I am placing the second, third layer to the mold. We are placing the third layer, the final layer. Similarly, the third layer is also prepared. What we are going to observe here is the weight of fully compacted concrete. Okay, so in this particular mold, we have the fully compacted concrete is going to be present. What we are going to do now is, we are going to weigh this, that is the weight of the mold plus fully compacted concrete. We are going to call it as W3. So this is W3. The ratio of weight of partially compacted concrete to the fully compacted concrete, we are going to call it as compaction factor. So you can get a compaction factor value from 0.7 to 1. 1 indicates that your theoretical compaction, your what we call practical compaction and the compaction from the free fall are equal. Okay, so that generally happens for the self-compacting concrete. For other mixes, somewhere you will get a value less than 1. This completes compaction factor test.
At MSR UAS, we spark your imagination unlike any other.